Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Terminator 2 T-800 video game figure from NECA Toys. That's right, the incredibly awesome video game series continues with a brand new figure from the NES Terminator 2 video game from LJN. Best video game company ever, am I right? Well, at least it's giving us a bunch of really awesome action figures with really crazy 8-bit paint jobs from NECA Toys. So let's check out the latest installment. As you can see, it follows suit by coming in a very cool boxed package that resembles the old NES game box. It has that great Terminator 2 graphic right there on the front, and even has the old Nintendo seal of quality on there that is now changed to a NECA logo. The box has got this really cool kind of false worn look to it around the edges, so it looks like an old game box, and as we rotate that around to the back side, it even looks like the old game box back, but instead of giving us screenshots from the video game, we get a look at the action figure within. One of the things I love about these is the fact that they have this really great Velcro strap on there. So you can open up that flap and it reveals the action figure within in a great window. Over there on the left-hand side of the box, we've got that image that comes straight out of the video game when you start it of the T-800 kind of appearing. And then if you look behind the figure there in the window box, you can even kind of make out the semi-truck graphic from the first level. And we even have the energy bar up there above the figure. So really great packaging. One thing that's done very well on these, and it's cool because you can leave these in the box and they display really well. And they're also easy to put back in the box if you decide that's the way you want to display it. But we're going to go ahead and open our T-800 up and take a look at it outside of the packaging. So one thing I got to tell you right away is that NECA has reused that amazing sculpt, that really great figure from the recent Ultimate T-800 figure that they released. But he's got a brand new paint deco that makes him look like that crazy 8-bit sprite straight out of the NES video game. So if we come in real close here and get a look at that head sculpt, you'll notice that it's a fantastic head sculpt with a really great Arnold Schwarzenegger likeness. It's just a little hidden by the really cool paint job, but I love the paint deco. That's the thing that really makes this line stand out. You can see he's just got a really crazy assortment of colors, sort of like reds and whites and blacks that make it look like an old 8-bit sprite. As you come down the rest of the figure here, you'll notice he's wearing his nice black leather jacket, but again, we got some really great paint deco here that gives it sort of that old sprite deco going on. Really great. Now, as we kind of come down the figure, most of it does turn out to be a solid black. You'll see we got the same kind of crazy red and white splotches on the hands there, and then that brings us all the way down. We got some nice grays there on the left leg, and brings you down to the boots. So, really great sculpt all in all, and a really fun paint deco that really kind of just does exactly what this line has done from the get-go and gives you a really wild paint job that is meant to make him look the way he appeared while playing those old video games. So if you have not seen that Ultimate T-800 figure, I'll go ahead and run down the articulation here because it is a little better articulated than some of the Terminators we've seen from NECA in the past. He is ball jointed at the base of the neck, so you can see the head rolls all the way around. You have the ability to look left and right. We have the nice ball joints at the shoulder, so the arms can come upwards. They don't only come up about that far. You can see the jacket does kind of hinder the motion there, but you can move the arms forwards and backwards very nicely. We got great swivels at the elbow, as well as a nice elbow bend, so really great joints there. We got the nice swivel ball joints there on the wrist, so the hands can rotate all the way around, as well as kind of rock side to side there. We got a nice waist cut there, so you can swivel the torso side to side. We do have really nice ball joints at the thighs, you can see there, so the legs can go outwards, forwards, backwards. We have a swivel at the thigh on the left leg, but not on the right leg, so it's just on the left leg there. We do have nice ball joints at the knees, however, so you can swivel at the knees, as well as bend at the knees. I will say that all of the joints were very, very tight on mine, so it's definitely something you want to be wary of when rotating all of the joints for the first time. You can see he also has another cut in the shin on the left leg, and then we've got nice ball joints on the ankles, so the feet can rotate side to side and kind of pivot all the way around. So, great range of motion on this guy. Again, just be careful of all the tight joints. You definitely want to work those a little bit loose, so that way you don't have any breakage issues. But I didn't have any breakage issues here. Once I worked them all out, he stands really great. Got a nice base going on there. The joints are nice and tight, so they're not too loose, and you can get some pretty decent posing out of him. So he does come with a few accessories, one of which is an interchangeable head. Again, this is another head that comes from that Ultimate T-800 figure. This one is with the piece of the endoskeleton kind of showing through there, so part of his face is gone, and you can see the skeleton underneath. Very, very cool head swap there. Real easy to do that. Since it's on a ball joint at the neck, you can easily just pop that head off, and you can put the new one on in its place. Now, the first time it will be a little tight, so you have to give it a little press, but it pops on very easy after that, and it's a nice solid hold and gives you an alternate way that you can display your figure. Again, a really great head sculpt, and you can see the nice endoskeleton of the T-800 there shining through, but it still has that really cool, crazy 8-bit NES paint deco. The next accessory that he comes with is the nice shotgun accessory. Again, another one that comes from that Ultimate T-800 figure, but he's got that really great kind of gray, white, and black NES paint deco there. You can get him to hold it in his hands there. It holds the best in the right hand because he does have a trigger finger. So you can get that slid right in there. You can see he holds onto it really great. Look at that. Gets a great hold on there. Perfect grip on the handle with the trigger finger up. And what's really nice is the way that the left hand is positioned. You can even get him in some really nice two-handed poses. So you can have your T-800 walking around doing some awesome one-handed shots, or you can get him holding onto it two-handed. Makes for some really great posing options here. Okay, since we're talking about that Ultimate T-800 figure that he's based on, it's comparison time! Just so you can see these two figures standing side by side, that way you can see how they are similar in sculpt and build, but very different in their paint deco. And this is not the first time we've seen the Terminator in the video game series, so a little bit of a comparison with our past release from the Super Nintendo RoboCop vs. Terminator game. That way you can see the difference in the paint decos there, but pretty sweet that we've got so many different versions of Terminator in our video game line. We even have some nice endoskeletons to match them up with, making for a really nice Terminator collection with great video game paint decos. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new NES Terminator 2 T-800 figure from NECA Toys. Another awesome figure for this assortment. Really great packaging that I absolutely love with these figures, and just a really fun paint deco that brings you back to those old video games based on these great films. So, the T-800 NES figure is actually hitting store shelves right now. I found mine at Toys R Us. So happy hunting, my friends. And hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, why not hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on any of my reviews, including my NECA video game figures. Until next time, my friends.
Come with me if you want to live.